Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing this evening? I hope you are doing incredibly well. I hope you are feeling successful. I hope you are feeling well rested. And if not well rested, I hope this video will help you feel well rested. Now, we're going to wear this as a bracelet today. I hope, let me turn up my brightness. My do not disturb is already on. I hope that you're feeling lucky. I hope that you are feeling blessed. I hope that you feel like the sun is shining upon you and that the moon is as obsessed with you as you are of it. These are all the things I hope for you, my love. My loves, my darlings, my pookie bears. It's okay, pookie. How are you guys, huh? How are you feeling on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night where you're watching this? I hope you're doing okay. As always, I want nothing but the best for my audience. I want nothing but the best for the people who are watching this video, even if you're not a part of my usual audience. 1 minute and 23 seconds as I say that. I hope you're starting to feel that the energy of this year. January was 50 billion years long, and I now hope that you are feeling, I hope that you're feeling it, whatever it is, the vibe. I hope you're feeling the vibe. You know what I want to do? I'm wearing this, and I really like this because it's amethyst, so I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually not going to wear this one tonight because I want to break up the color. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this bracelet. I'm going to return this bracelet back to its place. Actually, I'll put this one on the end. And then I'm actually going to wear this one as a necklace. I like to break it up with a little bit of the black. And then kind of acts as a choker. And then this one kind of comes through like that. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's fucking go, bruh. Ha ha ha. Everything's looking nice and spicy. So now I will show you all my beautiful mobile that I like to show at the beginning of my videos. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I like to show this mobile at the beginning of the videos I do, a part of this series, the soulful yapping. That's what I call it. I yap with my soul. I try to bear my emotions for y'all to see and for y'all to experience. And I like to show this because A, it's pretty, and B, it's a totem. It's a protective totem. So that's why I show it. And now you already know what it is. Whether you just are watching my video and you're not subscribed, you've just found this video, or you've been with me for a while now, grab some water and let's have some water together. I usually like to do 5 gulps of water. That's usually what I like to do. I'm also always looking in my cups and my mugs to make sure everything looks copacetic. I know the gulping sound can be a lot for some people, so that feels so good. For those of you who are new here, my name is Yasha. I also go by Tato the Penguin. You may see me lurking in various streams or just kind of hanging out online in various areas. It's what I like to do. And I do this series in particular. I do a video every single night, even when I'm not feeling like it. And I do this because I am on a spiritual journey, a path, if you will, a chosen path. And I've been moved to share my experiences with you guys. So that's why I do these. They're unscripted and I just go at it unless I am moved to talk about certain things beforehand, which rarely happens. Usually I just kind of talk about my day. So that is what I'm here to do. I'm talking lowly because I do have a roommate, my sister, who I share a room with. And these walls are paper thin in this apartment complex. So if you're like, why are you whispering? It's not necessarily because I'm trying to give an ASMR vibe, although I have received comments that let me know that that's kind of what this gives off. So hello, if you're a part of the ASMR community and you like to get some some real shit with your low talking, I'm here for you. I appreciate you for being here. Everybody who's here, whether you comment, subscribe, like, whatever, you never have to do any of those things, but I do appreciate it because I like to see who's there and I like to see what y'all are up to, what you're doing. Ugh, excuse me. So let's get into the yapping. I've kind of already started yapping. Today was a phenomenally good day for me. 2 days ago, my throat was killing me. It was sore than a motherfucker, and I was going through it. I think the worst part of a sore throat is the first morning you wake up and realize, oh, this is a fucking problem. And it's when you don't want to eat or drink anything and you're like, I think I'll just die. I think I'll just pass away. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Like, we're cool with this. For me, it's headaches and sore throats that do that shit. And I'm like, I think that's it. But we have moved out of the sore throat realm, and now we're kind of onto a congested realm. You might be able to hear it, you might not. So I actually feel pretty good. It's just so much better. Ooh, nausea's the other one. I fucking hate nausea. Y'all, I didn't used to have any problems with nausea other than when I was drinking and I would party a little too hard. Guilty. But I caught COVID in 2020 and I had the highest fever I ever had. I think that was the first time I actually legitimately felt heat behind my eyes and I was like, oh, I'm finna die. Like, I really thought that was gonna be it, fam. But then my dad caught COVID and it hit him hard. Like, that man, I have never seen him down and out. Like, he's had the flu before and he kind of has like the man flu where he'd be like, bring me juice, come spend time with me, I don't want to be in the bed by myself. Like, he would do that. But when he got COVID, that shit was scary because even when he's sick, he's a chatterbox. I come from a family of yappers. It's what we do. And I went into his room the day that we realized that he had COVID and he was silent. He was just lying there. And my dad is one of the people in my life who has always acted as an anchor for me when I've been like, I don't want to be here no more, I'm voluntarily dipping, or when I've been really sad or really upset, or I've just been really, like, I've had depressive episodes and shit like that. He has been there. He and my youngest sister have been the two consistents in my life. And he was so quiet. And even though I had COVID, I got my tired ass up. My not being able to taste shit. I remember when I realized that I could not taste, but my nasal passages were completely clear. I was having pizza. I don't remember where it was from, but I was having pizza. And I bit into the pizza. And y'all, this shit was so hard to describe for 3 years after I had COVID because I had never experienced it. When you're stuffy, you still get a tinge of taste. But for those of you that did not lose your sense of smell and taste when you got COVID, if you got COVID, because apparently some people got it and they were just asymptomatic, it was as if the taste was gone. The only thing that registered was the consistency of the food. I bit into that piece of pizza and I was like, why am I eating fucking rubber? I couldn't smell or taste a damn thing and my nasal passages were clear. I lost my sense of taste. My sister lost her sense of taste. My youngest sister, my dad lost his sense of taste. My mom lost it too. Everybody in my family who got COVID lost their sense of taste. And we all lost a lot of weight that year. Everybody hit their weight goals. Silver lining. Everybody hit their weight loss goals. Because we just didn't feel like eating. And so it was like we literally had to plan to eat meals because we would go days without eating. Like, stomachs rumbling and I'm like, I just wasn't interested in food. So I realized whenever I talk about what would I rather lose, you know, out of all my senses, I've always said that I would rather lose smell first. It's hard. If you're watching this and you're interested in commenting, I would like to know, what sense would you rather lose if you had to lose one of them, and why are you okay with losing that sense as opposed to the others? For me, I've always said smell and or taste, because as much as I enjoy smells and the taste of food, I like feeling things. I'm a very kinesthetic person. I need to hear. I love music and I love sounds. Like the sounds of thunder, lightning, rain, things like that. I love sound. And then being able to see things. Now, I have to wear glasses, so my vision isn't great. But I enjoy being able to see things. Like, one of the most beautiful sights I think I've ever seen, or not I've ever seen, because I've seen a lot of beautiful sights. One of my favorite things to see is after the sun like rises in the morning on the ocean and it gets to a certain height, you can see reflections of the sun in the water, but the way that the sun hits the water, you can actually see into it as well if you're on the Gulf Coast, like if you're at the Gulf. And I think that's one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. Like, I love sunrises and sunsets. I like those at the beach. I like those around lakes. And I've never been like into the mountains, but I've always wanted to go into the mountains and witness sunlight like through the trees and stuff. I really want to go to the redwood forest because I've heard those trees are big as shit, and I'm trying to be in awe of how big the trees are. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry y'all that I am stuffy, so work with me here. But no, yeah, when my dad got COVID, shit made me super nervous. So even through the not being able to really stand for too long, I have never been in a situation where showering was difficult. And I had to take showers in increments of like 5 minutes. Like, I could only stand up for maybe 5 minutes before I had to sit down. And at the time, we had one of those standing showers, so I would literally have to turn the water off and just sit there and breathe. And I was like, bro, this is ass. It was the worst. But what was really the worst is, after I got COVID, I got my sense of taste back and smell, and I was like, yes, because some people didn't get that shit back, by the way, if you didn't know. Some people did not get their sense of smell and taste back. It was done. Because apparently what COVID did was it affected the portion of your brain that deals with your olfactory. So that's why that happened, for those of you that were ever curious. But what started happening was I started having serious stomach problems. Like, I would get nausea randomly, and it would be something that I'd have been eating for years and it was totally fine, and then randomly I couldn't eat it anymore. And I've been able to eat some things again because we're in 2025, so this is literally 4 or 5 years after COVID first happened. And I am very careful with the things that I eat now because of the nausea. I didn't used to be lactose intolerant. Like, I was allergic to milk. Like, it would make me break out in hives. Like, I can't have whole milk or 2% milk because it makes me break out. I also can't have kiwi or like shellfish. So yes, I know. L immune system, because my body flips the fuck out anytime I even look at a kiwi too long. It's like, oh my god, and I start losing my shit. But like, I could eat ice cream, I could eat pizza, I could eat all kinds of things, and I never had a problem. After I caught COVID, I became severely lactose intolerant. Like, y'all, a TMI warning, I'd be in the bathroom fighting for my fucking life. I'd literally be in there, one hand per wall, just in there fighting, trying to stay alive, and thinking to myself, I cannot die here. This cannot be where they find me. I know that it's convenient because when you pass, your body releases its vowels, A-E-I-O-U. No, your body... shut up. Your body releases its bowels. 14 minutes and 14 seconds as I say that. But I can't. No. Pants are on my ankles. Can't do it. No. It's not how I want to be found. I don't want to go like that. I really don't want to go like that. So, oh wow, random clarity. Yeah. So now I have to take lactate pills. That shit sucks because every time I open the little lactate packets like quietly, because I'm like, I really don't want nobody to see, because people be making fun of those of us who have allergies to food. It's like, damn, all this shit out here, and the one thing that can kill you is a piece of fruit. Yes, bitch. I had to be nerfed. I couldn't come back here I couldn't be this cute. Okay? I couldn't be this cute. I couldn't also be able to sing. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. 2025 is the year where I think everybody needs to be more confident in how they look. Fuck everybody else. Fuck what everybody else says. You're hot. You should feel hot. Okay? Fuck the haters. The haters can go cry. And they can't. One of my favorite phrases, eat shit and die. That's what they can do. That's what they can do. Because you know what haters do? Nothing. You know what haters contribute to society? I mean, they might contribute some stuff, because some people are actually part-time haters. Some people, like, they literally only have a few hours of the day that they allow themselves to clock into being a hater. Like, they be out here laughing, supporting people, and being super loving, and then they hop online anonymously and they shit on people in the comment section of their videos. Do I know this for a fact? No, but I have a feeling it's true. I know in my gut that there are some A1 haters out there, but they're part-time, because if they were full-time haters, they would become a problem. So they go just far enough to be irritating, but not so much that they're a problem. I used to be a part-time hater. Like I hated full-time, but I only like actively hated part-time, because I was like, nah, karma's real, and I'm not trying to get whatever karma would have for me if I was a full-time hater. I will tell you though, the fact that Kendrick Lamar won all those awards for being a hater, I don't know. I think society was super tired of people faking the funk, and they were happy to see somebody finally be like, no, fuck that guy. I hate him. I hate everything he stands for. He ain't shit. Y'all know he ain't shit, and nobody's saying anything. It's like in Poppy Playtime, when, I kind of don't want to spoil it, but there's a line in one of the Poppy Playtime games where a character says, and I hate that nobody says what they're thinking. Like, nobody says things as loud as they fucking should. And I think 2025 is the year that we're saying things as loud as we should. 17 minutes and 17 seconds on my timer as I fucking say that shit. It's time for you to speak the fuck up. Say that shit with your chest. Be authentic. Whenever I talk about being authentic on here, I'm like, be authentic. Y'all, when I say that, I'm not saying be nice. I know this is controversial. This may be a controversial take, but I'm not telling y'all to be nice. I'm not telling y'all to be love and light, okay? Somebody else might be telling y'all that, but not me. At least not in this video. If you're gonna be a hater, hate with your whole chest, homie. Stand on business. 10 toes down. If you wanna talk shit, talk your shit. But Yasha, what about my job? Either stop being a hater, then stop being a hater. I don't know what else to tell you. Stand on business. Be about it this year. I'm all for it. Because here's the thing. So many of y'all are dealing with people in situations you don't want. 18 minutes and 18 seconds on my timer as I'm saying this. So many of y'all are dealing with people in situations that you can't fucking stand. And you know what's going to change that situation? Not you secretly hoping it does, but you standing on fucking business and speaking your shit. Popping your fucking pussy and saying what's on your mind. That's what's gonna get you there. That's what's gonna make that shit happen. But my job, fuck a job. I mean, not really. Like, I'm on one right now. I'm on one tonight. So not fuck that job. But look for a different job. And then once you're secure in that, then fuck that job. Yeah. Come through authenticity. When I say to be authentic, or when I'm trying to inspire people in my life to be authentic, what I mean by that is live a singular mind. Live in one reality. Don't be living in 6 different realities. 19 minutes and 19 seconds as I say that on my timer. What I mean by that is there is such a thing. Okay, here comes the psychology brain. Cognitive dissonance is the act of trying, I think, do not remember the definition. I say psychology brain, but I don't remember a lot of that shit. I'm gonna be real with you. It is the act of having conflicting belief systems. You can't believe that gravity exists and then also believe that gravity doesn't exist in the same capacity. I mean, maybe some people can. There was a book that I read where this guy was being trained by a wizard. I think it was a Brent Weeks book years and years and years ago. It was the what was it? Shadow something books. They were really good, but then the second book pissed me the fuck off because it was super long, and then there was one character in there that bothered the shit out of me. When characters who are crucial and critical to a story be irritating me in novels, I'll throw the whole book away. Fuck I look like? Come on, Yash, you gotta get into it. Keep reading. No, I already paid money for the first and the second book. Why am I paying for... That's just my opinion. But in the book, this guy, he's not a wizard, he's an assassin, but he's like a magic assassin, and he's teaching his trainee. He's like, okay, so I want you to believe, I'm gonna drop this ball, and I want you to believe that it's gonna hit the ground. And then he's like, okay, so he drops the ball and it hits the ground. He says, now, I'm gonna drop this ball and I want you to believe that it's gonna float up. And he's like, what? And he was like, the secret to wielding this power is to simultaneously believe that the ball will fall and that the ball will go up at the same time. So in that book, cognitive dissonance was a superpower. But not here, bitch. Not here. You don't want to be of two separate minds. You want to be one person. You want to be one authentic person. Your spirit is here in your body, living a solo experience. I am not talking to the people who are dealing with any type of any type of neurospiciness that has multiple personalities. I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking, well, no, I'm not, no, because y'all are different. My people who have, dissociative identity disorder, those of you who have DID, you are wonderful and beautiful and amazing. I cannot imagine what that situation is like. I need to do more research in order to find out about it. But when I'm talking about this, what I'm really referring to is being... What am I trying to say? Lock it in, Yasha. Think. Big brain time. What I'm trying to say is you want to believe what you believe, stand on it, and don't be waffling so much. The saying of, if you don't believe in anything, like if you believe in nothing, you'll fall for everything, it's kind of true. I know people who are they go with wherever the audience goes, and it fucks them up, because it's like, you're constantly trying to be liked by people, you're constantly trying to fit in, and the truth of the matter is the rest of the world don't care about you like that. They really don't. Like in these communities, that those of us who do content like this online, those people online who are like a part of the ASMR community, and they have these really loving, comment sections on their videos, streamers, people who have any type of audience. Yes, it is nice to have a loving audience, but people don't care so much about you, like in IRL, in real life, that your constant swaying opinion is something that they constantly care to change. They don't. They really don't. You know why? Because most people are focused on themselves. Believe it or not, most people are more concerned with what's happening in their space. And the people who aren't concerned with what's happening in their space are running from what's happening in their space. That's why they have all this time to be haters. In most cases, not all. I speak generally on here. I don't know everything, nor am I an expert at anything, nor do I know all things. If I knew all things, we would be having very different discussions on my channel. You know whose voice I love? The Doctor in Poppy Playtime 4. I just love how he pronounces things. And when I saw who did the voice acting for him, I was like, yes! I was so happy. Made me happy. I don't know how I got on all that, but yeah, all that action. Let's drink some more water. Bully. So yeah, today was a really great day. It was day 2 of my rest day. So like I was saying, my throat's been hurting for like the past couple of days, and I knew in my gut that I needed to relax and to slow the fuck down because I was doing way too much. So I slowed the fuck down, and yesterday I didn't do anything. Today I also did nothing except take in a lot of positive content that made me laugh, and I just relaxed and chilled out. And ordinarily I would do like an energy healing session for my dad, but I did not do that today because some things lined up that made it easier for us both to do it tomorrow. So today was a really, really good rest day for me. It was a good rest day for Yasha. It was a good rest day for Yasha. I went for a walk. Ooh, a piece of advice that I would like to give you all. For those of you who are new here, or for those of you who this may be the only video that you watch because there's something you get out of it and then you keep it pushing. Try your best to go out and get some sunlight every day if you can. If you can. The reason being is because the sunlight, the UV rays from the sun, actually heal your cells if you spend at minimum 20 minutes outside a day. I'm sorry. You need about 20 minutes of sunlight a day to be healthy. And I know this to be true because for me, when I feel sick or when I don't feel well, unless it's one of those things where I'm super weak, because the sunlight also be draining your energy, so you got to be careful about how you do that. But I, for the past 2 days since my throat started hurting, I go out on like a 30-minute walk. I like to round up to 3s because I love 3. 3 is a special number for me. Angelina. Did any of y'all see Angelina Ballerina on PBS? Angelina? I don't know what we're gonna do, Angelina. Where are we gonna go? How are you gonna get your ballet shoes, Angelina? Sorry, I'm in one of those moods this evening. So I went for a walk today and I was listening to music, and where I walk is actually right next to a main road because I don't like walking in the neighborhood because there's too many areas where people can't see me. So when I'm walking, I'm like, nah. If anybody attacks me, I need it to be in public where people can see me walking. So I walk on a sidewalk that's next to a main road. It's right in front of our apartment complex, so I just be out there walking and dancing to my little music. And I just stood there and I took in the sun, and it was an amazingly like warm day. The breeze was hitting. I saw these 2 ladies walk by with a toddler, and he waved at me with his little fat hands, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute, he's so adorable. It made me so happy. I saw some ducks, saw some birds. It was a good day. It was a good day. And then I came back inside and I proceeded to watch content that makes me happy and makes me laugh. And for dinner, my mom made soup. I had soup for dinner. So that's what we had. We had soup and crackers for dinner. It was great. We also had corn on the cob. It was pretty awesome. I enjoyed it. It tasted great. What I like to do with my corn on the cob, and some of y'all might not like this, y'all might be like, 28 minutes, 28 seconds, that's your prerogative. But what my mom likes, so I make the corn this way for her. I actually like raw corn. I actually like a lot of things raw. But raw corn is actually really good. But what I do is I take the corn and I will take like the, corn stalks or whatever. I'll break them in half so that they're like these big. And then I'll break them in half. I put them in a pot of water. I set that pot to boil for like 10 minutes. And then I will put pepper on top. I'll put 4 dollops of butter in there. And then for my mom, because she likes sweet corn, I put Splenda in there. I don't know if that's the healthiest thing to do. Honestly, I would say if you were going to put sugar in it, if you do like sweet corn, use brown sugar. Use like a little bit, like a pinch of brown sugar, and just sprinkle it over the top. That shit's good to the motherfucker. It is delicious, but I like raw corn. I like raw carrots. What other vegetables do I like raw? Broccoli, corn, broccoli, carrots, celery. Celery is pretty fucking good. Celery is good with ranch. It's also really good with peanut butter and raisins, but I'm more of a peanut butter person. I don't really care for raisins, unless they're the Golden California raisins. Those raisins can get it. Those raisins know how to treat you right. Other raisins, not so much. But yeah, so we had soup for dinner. It was great. It was one of my favorites, the potato soup. Listen, stomach, when I do these videos, it is not your time. I know you think it's your time, but you literally have time to talk all day. When we be out on walks, when we be hanging with the fam, when we be coming, to and fro the gas station, hither and yon, over the hill and under the way, that is your time to shine. When I'm doing these videos, this is your time to support me and not making a ton of noise. Like, once we get out this closet, it's all you, fam. We got 2 noise machines on out there and 2 fans happening. You can have all the spotlight out there, but this is not your time. It's my time. I understand that, but it's my time. So could you please just do this one thing for me and support me in this moment? I really love you. Don't get me wrong. I really do. You keep me healthy. You keep me happy. You're a place where I be putting food. Yes, I love you very much. But if you could, calm it down. I get that you're upset. But it's literally just 1 hour out of my day, bruh. It's just 1 hour. I think it's important to talk to your body. I think it's very important. I think a lot of people underestimate the effect of self-talk. So when you talk to your body, when you talk to your spirit, when you talk to your mind, it's important. I read something somewhere and I was like, damn. And it said, be careful what you say when you're alone. Be careful what you say about yourself when you're alone, because your brain is constantly, what did it say? Your mind is a 24/7 surveillance camera. Whenever I get stuffy, my ears pop. That pressure is rough. But, yeah. So you guys gotta be careful about how you talk about yourself. That's why frequently, I'll go and I'll stand in the mirror and I'll be like, how you doing? I'll wink at myself and shit. Because I think it's so important to talk to yourself positively and to love on yourself and to tell yourself how appreciative you are of you. I love it. I talk to myself like how I would talk to my beautiful, amazing, gorgeous friends, and how I would talk to my man whenever he decides to show up in this reality. Or not show up in this reality, but whenever we meet, this is how I'm gonna treat him. I'm gonna be like, hey, beautiful. Hey, CXC. How you feeling today? What you want to eat? What can I give you for sustenance? You need a back massage? You want to go on a date? I'm telling you, when you love on yourself, you take that time to love on yourself, you'll be surprised. Other people start treating you how you treat yourself. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's confidence. I feel like a lot of people can feel that confidence. I've had men tell me, guy friends of mine, I've been like, man, I be out here unconfident as hell. I be wondering which way, whether I'm coming or going, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, but you always seem so confident. I was like, I don't know how that is, but it's because I am constantly I really was a big proponent in fake it until you make it. 33 minutes and 33 seconds as I say that. So if you're a person, hold on, excuse me while I disgusting. You're getting sleepy. If you watch my videos while you're driving, because I actually know some of you do, I've received comments that have said, oh yeah, this is great. I was listening to this as I was on my way to work, or I was on my way to the gas station. Please be careful, because I'll be talking mad low, and I have heard some people said that this is really great to help them go to sleep. So please do not operate heavy machinery while you listen to my videos, unless you just fucking have to. And then in that case, I cannot be held liable for any damages that happen. But, yeah, bro. Positive self-talk is the move. 34 minutes and 34 seconds as I say that. So make sure you talk about yourself positively. I know some people who they use self-deprecating humor, and I do that a lot too. So when I say that, I know I should too. But sometimes it's just funny. Sometimes it just makes me laugh. But I have heard people are like, your brain can't tell when you're joking or not. I'm like, really? Because I'd be laughing. So to me, this is the funny thing about being a spiritual person, because I don't take shit serious. I constantly be joking. So I'll be saying stuff and it's like, this is what you gotta do. And I'm like, ayo. So I know I'm trying to focus on my path and I'm trying to focus on making this shit happen. But if I happen to be thinking about a lady whose particularly round hindquarters I happened to see in Walmart, and she was wearing the nicest yoga pants I've ever seen in my life, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, am I supposed to not think about it? This is one of the reasons I don't think I could still be religious. I don't think I could be in church, because I really do be having crazy thoughts sometimes. I'll be out sometimes, and sometimes I'll speak my mind to my sister, and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I wish I could explain. I wish I could do like kind of an unboxing, but with my brain, and I could be like, hey guys, Yasha here. So today we're gonna look at how my brain works. I just pop that shit out and be like, see, this is where all the potty humor is. Yeah, that area, constantly in motion, constantly sparking up. You can see the synapses constantly firing. Even now, I'm trying to think of a joke where fired or like a shit joke fits here, because it's just funny as fuck. It's always gonna be funny to me. I have actually met people, I am not lying to you, I've met people who, when somebody farts, they get angry. I'm gonna let you sit with that. 36 minutes and 36 seconds as I say that. There are people I know who used to be mad when somebody would fart and then laugh. If you're one of these people, why does it make you mad? Like, why does it make you mad? I need to know the context of why you got mad. But I always find it funny, unless I'm in a confined space with people, and then I still find it funny. But I'd be like, yo, bruh, we have to squabble now, because there ain't no way you put pooty particles in this elevator while I'm fucking standing here. Throw up your dukes. We're fighting right now. Like, I can't really bring myself to be mad at potty humor. I think it's funny. I think that's a part of my inner child that I've just maintained over the years. I've never been like, I'm too old for shit jokes. Nah, they're funny. You can't convince me they're not. The other thing is any joke that's like an innuendo. Like 37 minutes, 37 seconds as I say this. Any joke that's in an innuendo makes me laugh. Anytime somebody's like, oh, 69, I'm gonna laugh. What do you want from me? The fuck do you want from me? It's funny. It's hilarious. Anytime anybody says anything about taking something raw or or catching a rat, oh my gosh. For those of you who haven't, if you're a gamer, you should go play Borderlands if you haven't. Game is fucking hilarious. There's a character in there, and his name is Scooter. His name is Scooter, and he is a southern boy if I ever heard one in a video game. And he was like, at some point, he has a line, his intro line in the video game is one of my favorites. It's, I don't know why we're doing voices tonight. I'm having a good time. Sue me. Please don't sue me. I know everybody's too happy up in here. I don't have the facilities for that. I don't have any type of funds to support you in the act of suing. 38 minutes and 38 seconds as I say that. Please don't. I have nothing to my name right now. I have maybe like $12 in my bank account. All of my abundance is in escrow. It's on its way. But when you first meet Scooter in Borderlands, he's like, now if you're here to kill me, you should probably know. You ain't never gonna take me alive, you robotic son of a bitch. And the way he says it just makes me laugh. It's just funny. And then at another point, his catchphrase is, catch a ride. So whenever when I went to Universal with my sister, on every roller coaster, I said it like it was the first time I said it. And as soon as like we would crest over a super high hill, or for the Velocicoaster, when we'd start speeding off, I was like, catch a ride, because it was just really funny to me. I was very amused. I have all kinds of voices that happen in video games and in movies that they just make me laugh. I just thought about the hormone monster from Big Mouth. I liked her character. I liked her character a lot. I thought she was really funny. I don't know why I started talking about that. But yeah, positive self-talk, all that shit. Oh, just how my brain works. I really wish I could do a video where I could do like a brain unboxing where I could, or like a show and tell where I could show you guys all of the different things throughout my life that have made me laugh, all of the little bits and pieces of nostalgia. Like one scene that I like so much, I laugh at it every time. I'll even pause so that I can laugh at it, is in the old school Mortal Kombat movies. There is a scene where Liu Kang is fighting Sub-Zero, and Liu Kang is whooping that ass. 40 minutes and 40 seconds as I say this. And so Sub-Zero turns around and he's like, nah, I'm finna die. And since I can't let that happen, and he goes into this super squat and he holds his hands right here and he starts creating like this ice, ball that becomes like a sphere. And, it's essentially going to freeze Liu Kang in place so that he can't fight. That squat and the intensity with which he's creating that ball kills me every time. Every time. And the only thing I can think of when he drops into that squat, because he like has his hands like this and then he drops like into the squat, every time I see it, I can only think shitted on him. I know that the past tense of shit, I believe, is shat, but shitted as a present term and as a past term fucking kills me. It's so funny. So I stop. I think about like when somebody says anything about somebody shitting the bed, I'm like, oh damn, he shitted. I'm trying to be quiet. It makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. So that scene in the movie, always funny, forever funny, forever funny. Also, there's a scene in that movie, please go watch the very first like old school Mortal Kombat. Please go watch it. I can't remember what year it came out, but please go watch it. I don't know if it's free on YouTube with ads. If it is, you should go watch it. There's a scene where Kano first comes out. Also, as a side note, fucking love Mortal Kombat. I grew up on Mortal Kombat Deception. The story mode was ass, but I loved the idea of a fighting game that had a story mode. Loved that shit. This was Mortal Kombat Deception. Go watch a playthrough of it on YouTube if you don't know what I'm talking about. That shit is hilarious. It's funny. The animation's funny. The dialogue is terrible. It's hilarious. It's a good watch. Kano comes into a fight at some point, and the shot that the film crew decided to use, he's coming down steps and it's like this, it's like a POV shot. You are the audience. Apparently, actually no, you're the ground, because he's walking towards the camera and then he does this wide, I wish I could show y'all but I can't because there's no room in this closet to do this. He does this wide ass step over the camera. Bro, it gets me every time. I've rewound it. Every time I watch the movie, it's like I'm watching it the first time and I'll rewind the scene 6 times because it's funny as fuck to me. I'm like, why did he have such a wide walking stance as he went over that camera? Absolutely ridiculous. It's so funny. It's so funny. The old Mortal Kombat movies are so funny, and then also the Mortal Kombat theme is just amazing. I will remember to put that in the description, because those of you who watch my videos and you don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, I'm so happy, because I'm gonna bring you in to some good shit. To some good shit. Now, it's Mortal Kombat, which is essentially people fighting. People fighting other human beings, people fighting creatures and deities from other realms. It's a whole situation. I'm a big fan of video games like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter. I love shit like that. Did I ever compete? Hell no. I don't have the dexterity or the hand-eye coordination for that shit. 44 minutes and 44 seconds. You would never ever see me in a tournament anywhere unless I just fell up in there by accident because I was high or drunk. It's never gonna happen. But I love the games. I love watching them. I'm a big fan. The story modes are actually pretty good. I started playing Mortal Kombat 11 and I just stopped because I remember why I stopped. I was like, why did I stop? I ended up fighting Noob Saibot. And that, yes, Tammy, I was also mad. That fight is irritating as hell because nothing is more disrespectful than a character not just whooping your ass but then switching to a different character to continue to whoop your ass and then switching to another character to finish you. There's absolutely nothing else that's more disrespectful. I mean, unless you get beaten by Master Boraicho, who, if you don't know, he's like older and like in the Mortal Kombat Deception games, he's the teacher who teaches Shujinko, which is the character you play as, and he's drunk like half the time. And so you get your ass beat by a drunk man. Come on now. What are you really doing? What are you really doing? Bro, you know who I wanted to be in video games? I wanted to be Zenyatta from, I forget which game it's from, but it's the robot who has like the floating orbs and that's what he fights with. I loved him. I was like, yes, beat a motherfucker's ass with the same hands that you pray with. I was a big fan of that. I was a big fan of that. I've always been a fan of like peaceful characters being like like they have their staff and like you thought because I was a holy man that I wasn't gonna squabble with you? You thought because I was a holy man I wasn't about this shit? Don't test my gangster. And then they whoop a person's ass. I love that. I love that shit. I'm like, yes, yes. Just because we're all about peace doesn't mean it's all love and light. Let them show you how to where you can shove that love and light. No, I'm kidding. I do appreciate like I am, I think, a love and light person. But I think it's different than how most people talk about it. Like, I am a love person who loves very deeply and very passionately, but sometimes the way that I love is very like, hey, you've got to get this done. You know that, right? Or, hey, you fucking up. And the only reason I do that is because that's what I want from other people. Like for me, how can you claim to somebody and you're constantly allowing them to be ain't shit? That's just me. Like, you got a person, you see them embarrassing themselves every day, and you don't think to yourself, maybe I should step in. Maybe I should say something. And some people are like, I love you. You don't love me. You saw my zipper was down all day, and you ain't say shit to me. You saw that I had something on my face, and you didn't say a damn thing. 47 minutes and 47 seconds as I say this. I can't trust you. I can't. If I'm out and you don't tell me that I have a boogie on my nose, I can't trust you. If I win millions of dollars, I don't trust you to not tell nobody so that we can bawl in silence. No, you probably one of those fuckers who want to be out here talking about or if I found the cure for cancer. You gonna say something to the general public and get me disappeared, bruh. No, I can't trust you. By the by, if any of you who are watching this video end up being people who like solve world hunger or find the cure for cancer, my advice to you would be do not go public with that immediately. Think about your options. Because people disappearing left and right these days. People who mean to do the world incredibly amount of good, we do hear about them, but then you notice how we don't hear about them no more? Conspiracy theory. But yes, I love Mortal Kombat, and my goal in life is to get as many people to partake in it so that I can talk to them about the lore and everything. It's very confusing lore. I feel like with Mortal Kombat 11 they like retconned a lot of stuff. Like they were like, nope, we're starting over. And I'm glad they did it, honestly, because some of the characters I was like, ew, that backstory doesn't work for me. So I'm a big fan sometimes of when people decide to start over. I get sad anytime they redo Spider-Man though. Like, I grew up with the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I grew up with the Spider-Man dancing down the sidewalk. That was my Spider-Man. Millennial Spider-Man. Spider-Man who was supposed to be in high school, but he definitely looked like he was in the master's program in college. I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I think out of the three, if I have to choose a favorite, I think my favorite Spider-Man out of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, would have to be one. It depends on what metric we're using. Because as far as like story goes and as far as getting to know Peter Parker, I would have to say the second one is my favorite as far as like getting to know him on an emotional level. But when it comes to the amount of like action scenes and sequences, then I would say the third one, because you had Venom, you had Sandman, and there was one other, and Green Goblin. But then the first one would be my favorite when it comes to cheesy and corniness, because the dialogue just ate with the first one. It was just really good. Like the teacher in the first Sam Raimi, if you go back and you watch the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, the teacher who looked younger than the students who took them to the place where Peter Parker gets bit the first time, he talks like this the whole time. When the students are talking, he's like, the next person who I find talking is gonna fail this course. I kid you not. He didn't have that many lines, but that line, he ate. He ate with that line. The next person who talks is gonna fail this course. I kid you not. He was very about it. He was so serious. I think I agree with a lot of people when they were like, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was very sassy, but he was like too hot. Like, Spider-Man is supposed to be like a nerd. He's not supposed to be a jock. But Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was making like the eyes the whole time. Barely. Like, he was doing a lot of that, and I was like, hey, yo, calm down. Peter Parker is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. What's you doing out here trying to rizz up everybody's daughter? Chill out, bruh. But I think, what's the young man's name? Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is probably, if I'm honest, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is my favorite. Like, he is a good Spider-Man and he's a good Peter Parker. I think Tobey Maguire is a good Peter Parker. I think Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man, personally. That's my personal opinion. I have not read the comics. The only comics from, like, Marvel that I've read are the Deadpool comics, and I stumbled upon those. I was in Barnes & Noble looking for other stuff. I was like, yay, murder mystery, let's go. And then I was like, what's that down there? And I saw some Deadpool comics, and I read them out of order, and I fucking fell in love with Deadpool at that point, and that's before the Deadpool movies started coming out. That was before Ryan Reynolds did Green Lantern, which honestly, it was bad, but it wasn't the worst movie I had ever seen. Like, a lot of people hated on the Green Lantern movie, and I was like, I mean, it had the proper bones. It had, like, the proper bone structure. Personally, I believe. Was it great? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But it was by far the worst thing I've seen in film. What is the worst thing I've seen in film? There was a movie I saw years ago. I went to see it in theaters, and I think it was called Dragon Wars. That was like ASSBOO, as my sister says, ASSBOOTYCHEKS, ass booty cheeks. It was terrible. It was awful. The dialogue, trash. Cinematography, trash. Lighting, trash. CGI, trash. Shouldn't have been CGI, but it was there. The movie's called Dragon Wars, and you only see dragons in the last 5 minutes of the movie. It was terrible. Now, I was a child, so if I saw it again, maybe I would feel differently, but it was so bad as a kid. And again, kids have the whole willing suspension of disbelief. I'm just here to see things happening. 53 minutes and 53 seconds, as I say that. Like, as a kid, you're just there to have a good time. So if you're bored out of your mind as a kid with a lot of movies and you're like, this is ass. Like, I feel like that is it's not great. Because even as a kid, when I saw The Matrix, y'all, my favorite movie of all time currently right now is The First Matrix. It is The First Matrix. Because there's so much. I've talked about this before in a different video, but I'm nerding out again, so shut up and give me this. The First Matrix is just so good. First of all, the symbolism in the movie, the lighting and the color grading, excellent choice, if I do say so myself. It's absolutely amazing. Fucking love it. I love Keanu Reeves' performance. I love Lawrence Fishburne's performance. The woman who plays Trinity. Amazing. Amazing love interest. She gave everything I needed her to give in that movie. Cypher. Deliciously disgusting. Fucking love him as that character. I loved Tank and his brother. I loved all the people. Even the guy who plays Agent Smith, who was also Lord Elrond in Lord of the Rings. Welcome to Rivendell, Mr. Anderson, face ass. Loved everybody who acted in that movie. The lady who played the Oracle, I wanted to be her. I was like, yo. When he came around the corner, she was like, I'll be with you in a minute. And don't worry about the vase. He was like, what vase? And he knocked over. He's like, what? And she was like, I told you not to worry about it. I was like, she made me feel some type of way. I was young. It was an awakening. Leave me alone. And then she made cookies. It was great. But, where was I? Oh, no, yeah, the movie's just so good. Because the idea of the Matrix, it's such a great idea to play with. You know? We joke about the world being a simulation, right? Like, we joke about that all the time. We joke about animals glitching or, you know, things glitching in the sky and things like that. But it really does open up this thought process of, like, how many people do we know in our own lives who are very NPC in nature? Like, it's almost like, it's almost like they're not real people. And when I say that, I'm not, like, conspiracy theorying it. I'm just talking about, I was talking to my sister about this earlier. I told her there are some people who I've met, and when I talk to them, like I sit down and I have like a serious conversation with them, sober or otherwise, they don't have much going on at all. And when I say going on, here's what I mean. Here's what I mean by this train of thought. Everybody shut up. Let me have this. What I mean by this is there are some people that when you deal with them, they are alive. Like, they have thoughts, they have opinions. And even if these thoughts and opinions are similar to what other people think, there is an experience attached to it. So they can tell you why. So if they say they voted for a particular person, when you ask them, they don't just give you a, oh, because of their policies. They give you a, well, you know, this is my experience, and, you know, I voted for, you know, whatever. Some people, when you joke with them, their laughter, their response to the joke, whether they think it's funny or not, is genuine. There's an alive feeling, and I know that y'all have felt it. There's certain people that when you watch them online, you're like, oh my god, I feel like I could go out and have lunch with this person and it would be great. And then some people, when you talk to them, in real life it's a bit more like uncanny valley-ish. Online, you never really know what's real and what's not, what's edited, especially now with like deep fakes and shit like that. But there's some people in real life, when you talk to them, it's like, it's as if they were made by something. Like when you have a conversation, they're not giving you anything. And I'm not talking about like quiet people. I'm not talking about boring people. There's just like an obvious amount of life. Like this person is an NPC. It's like empty. It's like if you touch them wrong, they turn to the side, they're a cardboard cutout. Like, and it does give me uncanny valley. Like there are people that I've been very uncomfortable around and I'm like, I can't tell you why. It's just like, it's like something posing as a human being. And I know that's very conspiracy theory-esque, but, and really that's not what I mean. It's not that the people aren't human. It's just that there's just a lack of life there, a lack of living. And I was talking to my sister about it and she was like, no, yeah, like there are people that when you deal with them, you're kind of looking around. It's like your answers are very like preset. They're preset answers. It's preset conversation. And then you have the same reaction to everything. There's almost no like variance in what they say or do. I don't know if y'all have experienced this. If you're watching this far and you have, please put how you feel about this idea in the comments because I would like to know. I've realized how not crazy I am by people who I bring this stuff up to, like, I'll wait. Like, I'll be sitting in a room full of people, right? And everybody's talking and laughing and having a good time. And I'm like, yeah, so, how we feel about people who be giving NPC answers. Now, I used to be one of these people. And I do this a lot when I'm not listening. And my sister and my dad catch it all the time. Most people don't, though. What I mean by NPC answers is sometimes, like, I'll say, interesting, understood, and then what happened? Like, I have a couple of different answers that I use when I'm not 100% paying attention, but I want to engage, or when I'm paying attention, but I'm so distracted by something, like trying to make sure that I'm keeping the right amount of eye contact with somebody, that the NPC answers will occasionally slip out. But if you ever catch me in that space and you're like, Yasha, come on, come back. Where'd you go? Come on back. You know, it's different. There's an aliveness there. But there's some people I'm like, hey, come back. And they're like, I'm still gone, bitch. And I'm like, where are you at, though? And they're like, you don't want to know. Am I the only person who's obsessed with the void? Like, hear me out, bro. Hear me out, dude. The void is such an interesting concept. And to me, it's interesting because, like, to me, the void is the place that holds everything and nothing. It's a lack of light. It's a lack of everything. But it also holds the material that, like, is found in every living thing in there. And I find that as you get older, you be hitting the Snap, Crackle, Pop, Rice Krispies, face ass. That was my elbow, by the way. The void. It's one of the reasons I actually fell in love with the game Dishonored, because there's a lot of talk about the void and the outsider. You know, the outsider's fine, okay? That man is just fine. There's just something about the outsider. There's something about a man who can speak monotone and throw in a little bit of inflection. It's like he doesn't care, but he does care a little bit. Like, and he's very picky about the people who he gives stuff. It's like, Corvo, I give you my mark. Did you know that there are only 8 people alive at any given time who bear my mark? I'd like to bear something else for you, outsider. Oh, me. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I love the idea of the void. And like in Lovecraftian or like cosmic horror, like lore and stuff like that, like Cthulhu lore and mythos, like the idea of just this deep and big unknown is so attractive to me. Like if for a job I studied lore, oh my god, what is that, a historian? A historian, but not history. A historian, but cosmic horror. A historian, but Poppy Playtime. A historian, but Welcome Home. Like all of those different pieces of media that I take in. If I could just be a historian of those things, I would be happy. I would be a happy camper. I would have my little glasses and my little glasses chain. I would be a librarian. A librarian. I think that'd be dope. To be the keeper of knowledge. Sacred books. In Skyrim, there's a character called Hermaeus Mora, and he's just a giant eyeball with tentacles. I'm also big into, and not for the reason you fucking think, so calm down. I'm actually very big into, like, creatures that have tentacles, and I think it's because there's something a bit off about it. It's like we as human beings have angles, you know? But like tentacles and like snake bodies, like it's just, you know? I think it's so cool. It's also a bit terrifying because tentacles are not like normal. I think that's why a lot of like cosmic horror things have tentacles and eyes and no mouths. I think that's why, because we get very, very disturbed by those things. But yeah, Hermaeus Mora, it has like all this knowledge, and anytime I play Skyrim, I'm like, should I do like the Hermaeus Mora line where I'm like, I swear fealty to you. Give me the knowledge. Give me the books. Give me the forbidden knowledge. That lady in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, the lady who was also in Lord of the Rings as Galadriel, interesting fact for you, but she was like the, I can't remember if she was a Nazi or not, but she was the lady with the fuck-ass bob, and she was like, I want to know all the secrets, and then the aliens gave it to her, and spoiler alert for that movie, her head blew up. I kind of feel like that sometimes. I'm like, I want to know. I want to know. But then sometimes I don't want to know, and I'm like, no, that's scary. Take the knowledge away from me. Please, I don't want to know. It's kind of how I feel about Poppy Playtime. I know we're coming to the end of the gaming series, and I want to know everything, but I also am like, I don't want to know everything, because then it's going to be over, and I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be sad, Yasha. I'm going to be like, oh, well... Amanda the Adventure is pretty cool too, but I feel like that lore is kind of already out there. Like, I feel like we kind of have all of our questions answered in a way. Welcome Home is another kind of, it's not really a video game. Welcome Home is more like a website that has a bunch of creepy lore attached to it. It's very good if you're interested. I find it funny how I talk about stuff like this all the time, but the majority of the people who watch my stuff are the spiritual community. So I know like a lot of you who are in the spiritual community probably don't know what I'm talking about. And so some of these videos you're like, oh, she's just yapping about stuff that I don't know about, which I get it. I get it. That's part of the reason why I say if you're not like into subscribing, you don't have to. I appreciate your comments either way. I appreciate you getting whatever you need out of these videos either way, because some of my videos, like, they're very specific for specific people. It's like I might have a random video where I talk about motorcycles, and if you're a motorcycle head and you see that video, you might be like, damn, this bitch know about motorcycles. I don't, by the way, that was just an example I pull out of my ass. But if you see a video where I'm talking about something and you think this is the entirety of her content, you may be disappointed to see that there are other things that are not that. Especially in these videos where I just be yapping. I love it. I enjoy it. That's why I'm happy that my throat is feeling better. I can do lots of things now that my throat is feeling better. No, I'm a good girl, I'm a good girl. If you haven't seen it, My Fair Lady is a very interesting movie. It's starring Audrey Hepburn, and I don't remember the names of anybody else. I remember their names in movie. We have Colonel Pickering, Henry Higgins, her father, Mr. Doolittle. I personally like My Fair Lady, but I know people that don't, because it's very, like, Henry Higgins is a misogynist, 100%. Like, that man treated Eliza so badly, and Eliza is Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn plays that character, and she's just beautiful and amazing throughout it, and he's just an ass. He's kind of like the epitome of who professors, like old school boomer professors are, and some Gen X professors, very just condescending, very on his high horse. And in the movie, he don't even be singing like that. Everybody else be singing, and he be talking through his lines. Really pissed my dad off. My dad was like, everybody else in this movie sings. What, is singing just too good for you? I was like, Dad, maybe he's not a musician and he just acted really well and got the part. And my dad was like, it's a fucking musical. I find it so funny how serious my dad takes musicals. My dad is a 6'5" black man, and he used to be built like one of the Tennessee Titans. And the reason I say Tennessee Titans is because we spent a majority of my life growing up in Nashville. My dad used to be mistaken for one of the Tennessee Titans. We used to get free pizza all the time. And I was like, Dad, are you ever going to tell these people you're not one of the Tennessee Titans? And he was like, I mean, if you don't know that and you give me free pizza, who am I to correct you? Let me let you live your dream. But he's very into musicals. Like, if you saw him in public, your first thought would not be, that man enjoys a good musical. Little thing of popcorn, sing-alongs. Huzzah. You wouldn't think that. But he gets very serious about his musicals. He be getting irritated. He'd be like, hey, yo, nah, she did not hit that note. He's like, cut her mic, do it again. But one of his biggest qualms with My Fair Lady is the fact that Henry Higgins doesn't sing. He sings a little bit. He sings, in every song he sings a little bit, but he's like da 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 da, and then he'll sing like, if you let a woman in your life, then something something something. I don't remember the lyrics to his songs because they're not that important in the grand scheme of the movie, but yeah, that movie is kind of like a in our household because my sister's like, he's such a fucking misogynist, and he is. He sucks, but Audrey Hepburn is so great in it. And then I like Colonel Pickering's character because he's fun, but he's also kind of like doesn't really pay attention to Eliza. It's interesting when, as you get older, you realize how problematic some of the things that like were staples in the film community back in the day and TV. So like there's shows that if they were made now, they would be canceled immediately. Immediately. They're not seeing the light of day. Even some anime that's really good, they're classics. There are certain episodes they're not making it out of the vault in 2025, my guy. They're not making it out. Seriously questionable stuff happens in some of the old school anime. I don't know how we got on that topic, but we're here now. I appreciate you for being here with me. Angelina Ballerina. And then what was her teacher's name? Her teacher had like the really pretty Madam something? Not Madam Zeroni. Eartha Kitt ate that role. She also ate the role of Yzma. And when she sang Santa Baby. Loved Eartha Kitt. She was great. Pull the lever, Gronk. Wrong lever! I know. I'll turn him into a flea. A harmless little flea. Then I'll put that flea in a box. Then I'll put that box inside another box. And then I'll bail that box to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer. It's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I tell you, brilliant, I say. Or to save on postage, I'll just poison him with this. Take it, Gronk, feel the power. Well, I can feel it. Our moment of triumph approaches. It's dinner time. Bro, my whole family knows that if I start quoting a movie and they try to talk to me, they're like, nah, let her finish the scene. I have to finish it. I have to. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll start quoting something and I'm really just quoting the part that made me laugh. So like, oh my god, what are some that I don't have to finish? I love in Meet the Robinsons. If you haven't seen it, it's a cartoon. You should go find it. It's very emotional. I love it. I love it. Keep moving forward. It's such a great message in a movie. You know, things will happen, but keep moving forward. But there's, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil this for you, so I'm not going to say it. Because I want you guys to see the stuff that I like, that I recommend, because I want to share it with you. I frequently take pleasure in what people call pebbling. So it's like when you have bits of interesting information, 13 minutes and 13 seconds on the hour as I say this. Like when I have interesting information or information that makes me laugh or things that make me laugh or make me feel good or joyous or, you know, I kind of stim and I get really excited. I want to share them with people. So imagine I watch these gamers streaming sometimes and I want to put links to the shit in their comment section to be like, you should watch this, it's really funny. And it comes from a, you know, it comes from a good place. I am so sorry to those of you who have noticed this little silver thing and how it was not even. I'm sorry if that's been bothering you. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? If we wait just a little bit longer, the thought will fall right into my hands. Oh yeah, pebbling. Yee, pebbling. I like sharing things with you all. I like sharing things that I like. That's why I usually will put them in the Mortal Kombat, the main theme. Is that what I'm putting in the description? I really hope that's what I'm putting in the description, is a Mortal Kombat theme, so that y'all can hear it and y'all can experience the high that I had the first time that I ever heard it. I heard a man screaming the phrase Mortal Kombat, and then music came in, and then there was a massive beat drop. It literally will change your life. If it doesn't change your life, at least you're not paying for it, so this doesn't have to be like your refund back type situation. But I like sharing things with you guys. I like sharing things with everybody. It's one of the things that happens when I feel really comfortable in a space. When I first started doing my videos on here, I didn't really feel comfortable sharing things with the public because I was like, people are going to think you're super weird, they're going to think you're super old, and they're going to think you're super lame. And now, if that's the case, I don't give a fuck, because the way that I find my people is to share all of the weird shit that I like. I'm surprised at how many people, when I make a reference in these videos, they will put the timestamp and they'll respond and be like, oh my god, I love that movie. And I'm like, yes. And it's not that the things that I watch are that odd, that other people don't watch them, but sometimes you just feel like you had a solo experience. You feel like other people didn't watch it. Like the animated version of The King and I is one of my favorite movies. Oh my god. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are, don't cry because I'm alone. All my memories are happy tonight. I found love of my own. I love that movie so much. It's so great. But I don't usually finish it when I start watching. It's free with ads on YouTube. I don't usually watch it because I get really emotional because it's just so good. I'm one of those people to where when I like something a lot, tell me if you're one of these people. When I like something a lot, I actually struggle to watch it or to listen to it because it makes me cry. Like, it makes me emotional. Like, any music written by Hans Zimmer. One of my dreams, I'm going to state this out loud right the fuck now. One of my dreams is to sit with Hans Zimmer while he creates a score for a movie from beginning to end. I wanted to be a composer so bad growing up, but music theory eludes me. And I don't play like a bunch of instruments. Like, I play instruments by ear, so I can play the guitar okay, I can play the harp, I can play the piano. Pretty much any instrument, if you sit me in front of it long enough, I can figure it out. But I've never had the attention to compose like a whole. I did compose one piece. I forget what I called it, but it's so pretty. I think I might share that with you guys at some point. Maybe that'll be in a live one day where I'll share that with you guys. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorite things that I've composed. And it's just on my computer. It doesn't go anywhere. But one of my dreams is to meet Hans Zimmer and to watch his process and just to be there while he does it. And maybe to like help him a little bit and be like, here's my idea. How do you think that would sound? And not even for like the fame or the attention, but just to sit kind of at the feet of a master composer. And I just love the chords, the chord progressions that he uses, the themes that he uses, the way he utilizes horn sections in his songs. One of my favorite pieces that he has done, one of my favorite soundtracks that he's done was Interstellar. I fucking loved Interstellar. I loved the movie. It was a bit confusing, but when I watched it for a second time, I loved it. And the music. I think the first time I watched the movie, I didn't get what happened at all because I was so busy crying over how beautiful the music is. It's the same with Studio Ghibli films. The music is just so good. I'm one of those people. If I ever meet any of you and you're like, I want to take you to a concert, or if any of you send me music, I'm gonna tell you if it makes me cry. One of the blessings that I have in this life is that I am very emotional when it comes to things that I perceive that are beautiful. Music, things that I see, things that I smell, or things that I taste. If I am experiencing it, sometimes I experience things to like the umpteenth degree and it makes me cry because there's literally no other way I can physically express it. So I remember the first time I went to, I think it was Westminster Abbey in London, the church, and it was so beautiful, and the choir sang so beautifully. I sat there and I cried quietly like a baby because it was so, and I was in college at this time. I was in my undergrad. I was a grown-ass woman, and it was just so moving. It just moved me to tears. It was so beautiful. Like, harmony and music done well. Oh my god. I have quite a few songs that make me cry, and I might share those with you guys at some point, and we can sit there and cry together. But yeah, I get very emotional, and it's because I feel things really deeply. I like that. I like that I feel things pretty deeply. It sucks when I experience pain, or when I experience people being ain't shit to me, or when I lose something. It does take me out. It's hard, but the highs are so high. Like, the lows are fucking low, but the highs are so high that it makes it worth it. And then every regular day is still great. So I love that. But the one song in Interstellar that's like the clock ticking, oh my god, it gets me every time. Makes me super fucking emotional. Another one that does that to me is an Eric Whitacre song. It's a choral piece. It's called Luke's Arumquay, and it brings me to tears. It brings me to tears every time. I fucking love music. I love music so much. That's part of the reason I sing now. It's not just because I enjoy singing. I actually sing a lot because the songs that I sing are songs I love to hear. So if I break out into song on here in my videos, that's why. It's not really, because I'm singing for you all. It's more so because whatever the part of the song is, it just speaks to my soul. I feel like music is a universal language, and it speaks to everyone on some level. My sign-on for my emails, for my email signature, it used to be music is calm down stomach. It used to be music is both the question and the answer. Because for me, I had a lot of questions in my life. And in songs and in sound, I found the answer to a lot of the things that I questioned. I know it's cheesy, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is crazy. I think my past couple of videos have been under an hour. So I think we are back to our hour plus video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed being with me and spending some time with me as I kind of ramble on and on and on about nothing. My molars hurt. Your jaw ever just gets sore randomly out of nowhere? Not because you were doing shit, but just randomly. Sometimes my jaw be hurting. It's because of all that damn yapping. Some people hear me talking, they be like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. My answer to you, that's too damn bad. Honestly, it's not. If you don't ever want to hear me yap, you can skip my videos, you can uninterest them. I am totally okay with that. I only want the people here that wanna be. Hey, yeah. Alright, it's late as hell. My dad's gonna be up in a few hours to go to work, and I want to go and rest. Tomorrow is the last day that is a rest day, and then hopefully after that I can start doing things. Oh wow, I prematurely started taking off my jewelry after I turned an hour and 23 minutes. Usually after I turn off my video, I immediately start stripping, so I was getting busy. I forgot I was still recording. Anyways, I love you guys. You guys are amazing and wonderful and glorious and party, and I enjoy that you guys are here with me on my journey. I look forward to spending more time with you tomorrow night, talking to you, and like I said, whenever we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a video maybe earlier in the evening, because I know when a lot of people get off work, they're more free, and then we can hang out a little bit and talk and drink soju. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a bottle of soju. I'm gonna buy some gummy bears, because gummy bears are actually some of my favorite candy ever. So we'll do soju, we'll do gummy bears, and then I think we'll talk. I might come up with something. I might come up with some questions that I have for you guys, and you can answer those questions, so it can be an engaging situation. But anyways, much love to you all. I hope you have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I hope whatever you do for the rest of your day brings you joy, brings you peace, brings you happiness. I hope if you're running into any challenges right now, you find answers in your dreams, in your daily life, from the people that you talk to. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, a part of this community, and being on this little journey with me where I have my ups and my downs. I love you guys, and I'll holler at you tomorrow night. Bye.